Hi, we are the team number 5, and our team members are Liliana, Camila, Altamirano, and me, Mariano, Molina. We are going to talk about the case of Joe Simpson that happened in 1985 in Peru, specifically in the west face of Ciudad Grande.
As a very short summary of the story, we have that Joe broke his leg while he was climbing the Ciudad Grande mountain, and then he fell on a cliff. Also, I want to say that knowing about the story about Joe show us how important it is to have discipline and determination in very difficult times in order to overcome them. We divide this story in three, and this is the first part. And the story begins when Joey Simpson and his friend Simon Yates decide to take a trip to Peru. This with the objective to become the first to climb the West Face mountain of the Ciudad Grande in Los Andes. Also, I want to say that the height of this mountain is approximately 6,344 meters. So at first, everything went according to the plan. Simpson and his friend Yates were able to climb without any problem and reach their destination. After they were spending a while in the top, they decided to go down the mountain. So later in the first meters, the difficulties began because the situation in the mountain present a lot of obstacles because of the weather. In one occasion, a storm caused Joe to sleep in a cliff. So he broke his legs, all of his bones were broken, and he could not move. Saying this, his friend Yates decided that it was necessary to go down together with the help of a rope that separate them by approximately 14 meters. And this distance prevent them from communicating through their voice. So they had to improvise and start communicate with a friction device that helped Chase to know when he have to move the rope in another direction and avoid that the leg jaw rubbing against the surface of the mountain. So they spend a few hours in this situation and they only had 9 meters to go down. But at one moment they didn't notice that Jade was directioning to Joe in a ice cliff with no way out.
After that, another of the main issues they faced was the fact that Chase and Simpson realized about the cliff, but they could not communicate. This caused that in order to continue descending, they should use the friction device to help each other. However, with the use, a knot was formed that blocked the friction device and disappeared from descending any further. This was the reason that when Simon was hauling Simpson, he realized that if he didn't cut the road, he would not be able to continue moving forward. Suddenly, Simpson started to fall, and he thought they were both falling. No, but he realized he was alone until after he threw a crack, and hit the ice.
After getting out of the crack, his goal was to reach the base of the camp, so he crawled for 3.5 days. Of course, he had to set goals so that he could make progress little by little. If not, he could stay on the mountain and die. On the last night, he was a 10-minute walk from base camp, but it took him 9 hours. without help and thinking that when he arrived at the camp, his partner would not be there anymore. When Simon saw him, he acted quickly and tried to seek medical help because he needed a drip of salt and sugar, but they had no tubes or needles, and there was no hospital nearby. He had lost 35% of his weight and was in a state of ketoacidosis. He had a broken leg, and also he spent 2 days on a mule and 23 hours in a pickup truck. 11 days after breaking his leg, he finally arrived at the hospital. It took him 2 years to recover from the very serious injuries he suffered. When he was already recovered, he returned to the mountains, suffering other accidents from which he had also returned alive. Final thought. This is an extraordinary case in which it is observed how our determination could help us survive such a dreadful accident.